Hey, what's up, guys? This is Steven, and I have a quick question for you. And I'm sure you probably heard this at one time or another in your life, but do you think that all Asian people look the same? And I'll give you my personal opinion on the subject. Long story short, no, not all Asian people look the same. Obviously, if you can differentiate between Asian people, then they don't look the same. Again, like I would be able to see the difference between, say, Ayumi Hamasaki and Namie Amuro, or Jolene Tai versus Boa. But nevertheless, I do believe that like Asian people in general seem to be a bit more homogenous with their look. Um, I'm not sure why that is. I think it has something to do with genetics. But I guess maybe like if you compare it with like people from Europe, I guess people from Europe, tend to have more, I guess, diverse features like red hair and green eyes, or blue hair, not blue eyes and blonde hair, or black eyes with brown eyes or blue eyes. Um, as well, maybe some people have different skin tones. But then again, Asian people do have different skin tones. Like people from like the southern part of Asia, like India and Cambodia and Thailand, kind of have more of a darker skin tone versus the northern, the like the more northern Asian people. So again, I think there's a lot of diversity in the fact of like skin tones, at least. Um, I think when people think of Asia and Asians, they kind of think of Asians that are more Northeast Asians, possibly like, Japanese people or Korean people with the pale skin and black hair that's, has a nice gloss to it, and it falls like it's long and, you know, very easy to move, that type of a thing. Um, Let me think. Like so I don't know, where what country you come from, but in the United States, sometimes people say like all black people look the same, and like me personally, I don't think so. I think overall, I guess the features might not be as, quote unquote diverse. But again, if you go to Africa, there actually are like really diverse features. Like if you go to the very southern part of Africa, there are the coastline people with like really light skin. And then if you go to like western part of Africa around, Nigeria, you'll be able to see like people with a more darker skin tone and like a very kinky hair texture. But then if you go to like the eastern part of Africa, then you will see people with probably thinner noses and a different type of hair texture, and their skin's like a lighter color. It's like a brownish color versus like a dark, like like a dark purplish black type of color. And then if you go to like the northern part of Africa, then it's just more like what we consider probably like Middle Eastern people. Um, in fact, it's like to a point, it's like, are these people even really, African? Because they don't look like sub-Saharan Africans, and that's what people associate Africa with. But again, let me get back on subject. I went off a little bit. Um, Long story short, not all Asian people look the same. There's actually a lot of diversity in the continent of Asia. Um, I just think that people aren't seeing the diversity. Um, and, probably at one point or another, I was probably one of those people. But I think I'm able to better differentiate different types of Asian people, like based on like facial structure and Um, Probably skin tone also definitely a factor. As well as just the language and culture, because some people could see like Japanese or Korean writing, they're like, oh, that's Chinese. No, it's not. Like if you look at Chinese writing, Korean writing, and Japanese writing, as well as Vietnamese writing, probably, and Thai writing, they all look different. Like I can at least tell them apart for the most part. Like I just think it probably just needs more people. Like there's a need of more Asian representation in the media. That might help. Um, but long story short, not all Asian people look the same. However, I do agree that sometimes there's a bit of a homogenous look. But then again, you can say that Eastern European people have a homogenous look, as well as any other race, really. Like look at all the people in Sweden, or all the people in Nigeria, or like all the people in Iran. You know, I just think we as Westerners, you know, the people who live in the Western Hemisphere are probably more used to more diversity because of like racial mixing. Maybe that's it. I'm not sure. Or maybe just people maybe want to be offensive. I don't know. But again, my personal opinion, not all Asian people look the same. So thanks for watching.